Before I answer this question, I would just like to remind the viewers that this is my personal position on this policy, and it would not be how I would vote in Parliament. That is up to the voters of Dickson to decide where they stand on this particular policy. I completely agree that we need greater stability in our government. And I say that one of the reasons that our government has been so unstable is that it is because of the political parties. We in effect have two organised political gangs sitting in either side of Parliament, taking whatever opportunity they can to tear each other down, to do as much damage to each other as possible, and if you're lucky, you might get some consideration about policy, and if it's long-term policy, well, you can pretty well forget it, because if it's past the end of an election cycle, then nobody in the political parties really seem to want to know too much about it. So the way I would address that is by focusing more on policy, by bringing together policy groups, not just within the Dickson electorate, but encourage them right across all 151 electorates in Australia, and using those community representation networks, using evidence that we gather, argument, consensus, and we would be in a much better position to be able to do long-term planning, and I believe that that would bring far greater stability to our government. Because remember, it is our government. It is not the Morrison government. It is not the Gillard government. It is not the Fraser government. It is our government. And until we, the Australian people, stand up and demand effective long-term government based on the policies that we see as important, then we're going to continue to have this dysfunctional situation we've been seeing for the last 10 years.